Anymore? Oh, young Casao. Be a far dream who be a high young Casao. Women empowerment. Mummy and Casa, Mummy and Casa. Mummy and Casa. Mental health. Obinka be. You don't want to be empowered. My dear, tell us something. What can't it da? Oh, baby, oh, where's the coon? Baby, oh, it is a case of mental health, and one year can I did be ever a dream. The mind, everything about the mind, and how it's being able to function well. The functionality. I dream that out you a year Juma fan Hussein. Say, ye Juma yani akasa oye de we are mentally healthy. Say, ye yani akasa oye de a touchma. Is that okay? So we'll talk about mental health. Can we move on to how things, feels, behaves in their daily lives? So, sorry, and how do you act? That will determine whether you are healthy or not. And it also has some influencing factors. We have the biological, environmental, socioeconomic, and all the likes. So, as we are in this era, everybody is like, it's affecting our mental health. Even doomsaw is affecting our mental health, is it not? It's affecting us. When you get up and then you have some mood swings in the day, it has affected your what? Your mental health. So you can get up in a day and just by virtue of you waking up and then you not having some biological factors working well in your body, you become what? Either depressed, either anxious, or either happy. So these factors can affect us so much, and it will determine whether we are what? We are mentally healthy or not. And some of these factors, you can do something about it. Others too, so if you get up and then you have these factors affecting your mental health, and then you know you can do something about those factors, it is important you try to do something about it so that you will become mentally healthy. When we look at the biological aspect, there is no way you can do anything about it. The women who say, I'm in that part of that time of the month, is that not it? You can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it. But when it comes to the psychosocial aspect, how things are happening in your environment, how you yourself will perceive how those things happen in your environment, you can do something about it. We can do something about it. It is all sorry. Now when you say, oh, I am at that time of the month, and usually when I get to that time of the month, me bufun tem, ediane ndome kon, or me sorry na my hyper, extra active. So since you know these things, you also try to devise means to be able to fit in and use that process so that it will not affect you to become so down in the course of the day. So when we get up, those factors that we see that it will influence us to be either healthy or not healthy, we try and do something about them. So let's look at some of the things that we'll look at to say that this person is either mentally healthy or not. What do you think will make somebody a mentally healthy person? Dear na obehu, obi hu abeka say, oh wait dear, otiapo pa na dream otiapo. Any suggestions? When the person thinks straight, but that one is relative. Oh. It's relative. So when she says when the person thinks straight. So why I am saying that it's relative? What you may consider as straight may not be straight for somebody, but at least it should be something that society-wise we all accept that this is what right, this is wrong. Any more?
Actions of the person.
Example, actions.
For instance, you behave in a way and then you are perceived as a mentally challenged person.
Okay.
Stable.
The person should be stable. When you say stable, what do we mean? As I said, it's still relative. Stability is relative, right? Okay. The person should be able to understand certain things. To some level, you should be able to what? To understand. Any suggestion from this area? The men, the women. It looks like you separated the men from the women. So let me come to the men. What are some of the things you see in somebody and you say that, oh, this person, he's mentally healthy.
Maybe the person is able to communicate well.
The person is able to communicate well. That's very good.
So, for me, somebody who's mentally sound, is somebody who can see how to structure time well. Structuring time well is a big deal that people don't really consider.
I can't hear you properly.
Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. Okay. So, for me, somebody who is mentally sound and has his mind or her mind right is someone who can at least know how to manage time. Time is a problem that people don't realize that it has to do with the mind. So, so for me, that's the first thing. The second, which is very, very important, is priority basing. Some people move around in the world, don't know what priorities are, with no fault of theirs per se, but they have it difficult. So it can be like, oh, I have to wash my clothes, I have to do my assignments, and I have to schedule my work. All those might be pulling the person's attention at the same time, and somebody is struggling forever with it and hasn't been told. So from my point of view, that's somebody who can actually do priority.
Very excellent. Let's clap for him. Because in actual fact, some people don't respect time at all. But I always say that time is your life. When you die today, when they are quoting your date, the number of years you've lived,